When the prairie holds its breath, Eliza Monroe has learned how to make herself small. Her boarding house stands at the edge of Red Willow, where the town thins into prairie and the wind carries more memory than sound. She keeps the floors clean, the meals simple, and her heart carefully guarded. The prairie beyond her porch feels like an ocean she once dreamed of crossing but never did. Every evening, she watches the horizon as the sun sinks low, reminding herself that surviving quietly is safer than hoping loudly. Thomas Reed arrives without ceremony, carrying one worn trunk and a gaze shaped by too many departures. He speaks kindly but sparingly, as if words cost him something. Eliza notices the way he studies the house not as shelter, but as a temporary stop. She shows him to a modest room, certain he will not stay long. Yet, when he thanks her, there is a sincerity that lingers. Unsettling, the careful balance she has built around herself. They share meals in the evenings. The clink of utensils, filling spaces neither rushes to fill. Eliza notices Thomas reading poetry by lamplight, his voice barely audible as he mouths the words. Thomas notices how Eliza listens, not just to him, but to the world, as though silence speaks volumes. Without meaning to, they begin to look forward to supper, to the comfort of being seen without being questioned. Thomas's limp becomes impossible to ignore, though he never acknowledges it. Eliza watches how he moves carefully, how pain has taught him patience. She recognizes the same restraint in herself. Neither asks the other to explain their scars. Instead, they exchange understanding in small kindnesses and extra cup of coffee. A door, quietly held open. Something fragile and unspoken begins to take shape. A sudden storm sweeps across the prairie. Thunder, shaking the boarding house walls. Trapped inside, they sit near the fire as rain lashes the windows. Eliza speaks of the man she once loved, her voice steady despite the ache beneath it. Thomas speaks of war and roads that never led home. The storm passes, but the intimacy remains, lingering like warmth after flame. When Thomas asks Eliza to attend the town dance, she nearly refuses. It has been years since she allowed herself joy. Under lantern light, their movements are hesitant at first, then natural. Laughter surprises her. Thomas watches Eliza as if she is something rare and easily broken. For one evening, the past loosens its hold, and the future feels possible. They walk home slowly, stars scattered across the prairie sky like quiet promises. The night feels vast, sacred. Their hands brush, then separate. Neither is ready to cross that final distance. Still, the moment settles into their bones. The prairie seems to pause around them, holding its breath. Thomas learns his survey work will soon move on. He says nothing, afraid of breaking what they've built. Eliza senses the change, the way his smiles fade too quickly, the way silence grows heavier. Old fears stir in her chest. She reminds herself not to expect what cannot stay. One evening in the kitchen, their hands meet by accident and do not part. The air tightens. Their faces draw close enough to share breath, close enough to risk everything. Then fear intervenes. They step back, wounded by what almost was. Thomas packs his trunk before dawn, then stops. Leaving feels unbearable. He returns to Eliza and finally speaks the truth. He is tired of running. Eliza admits she is tired of being alone. Their choice is quiet, but it is certain. Letters from Thomas's past arrive, stirring doubts. Eliza fears history repeating itself. One night, beneath the stars, they speak honestly about guilt, forgiveness, and the courage it takes to stay. A prairie fire threatens Red Willow. Together, they fight it alongside the town. In danger, Eliza sees Thomas's strength, and Thomas sees Eliza's resolve. Love proves itself in action. Life settles. Thomas repairs the house. Eliza laughs more freely. The boarding house becomes a home shaped by shared routines and quiet joy. By candlelight, Thomas confesses that he has found the place he belongs. Eliza answers with trust, offering her heart fully at last. Spring blooms across the prairie. Together, they walk into the sunrise. Knowing love did not arrive like thunder, but like dawn, steady and true. The boarding house fills with warmth, poetry, and shared mornings. The prairie stretches endlessly, but now it carries their love, rooted and unafraid. Like and subscribe. Aurora Tale Wild West. God bless.